Comrades, I don't know about you, but this summer I was really feeling the heat, and apparently I wasn't the only one.
It's too hot when it's too hot.
January when was on fire.
I will say it's hot. This summer this year, I have noticed that it is extremely hot nowadays.
The world is heating up fast, mostly because of the burning of fossil fuels. And the young people that we spoke to at a climate march want change now.
We as a people are tired of what's happening with our climate.
We want the system change to clear our environment and change our greenhouse effect.
Politicians have been promising change like they just got spotted by a car guard.
Change.
But there's one change we can be certain of. Climate change. The recent droughts in the Eastern and Western Cape and the El Nino that's already happening now.
We got problem of heat wave this year. 3 years back we got a flood. Last year we got insufficient rain. It's a serious blow. It's a loss.
And the people of KZN are already swimming to work. Even if your blesser is on some Habibi, come to Dubai, you are still not escaping climate change.
The land of sand has become a world of water. One cat had a lucky escape.
If you read through the manifestos of the 16 largest parties in South Africa, you will swear that many of them have never heard of this climate change thing. Which politicians actually care about saving this country? Like literally. South Africa, let's get away. If we take the big three, the DA's manifesto has 2 points on climate change, the ANC has 3, and while the EFF does better with 30 points, their manifesto also promotes the myth of clean coal.
Which is it, fighters? Coal or climate?
Most of the political parties tend to focus on the usual important election issues. Stadium rallies, celebrity endorsements, burning of the flag, and twerking.
But what they're not saying is how all of these plans, jobs, load shedding, crime, must involve grappling with climate change. Because, like a royal family bloodline or a bunny chow, they're inbred.
About social justice, the right of access to food, the access to water, the access to housing, all of that, that's very much linked to climate change. The political parties are not making those linkages, but ordinary people in South Africa are feeling it.
Okay, but what does climate change have to do with the price of eggs?
We've been seeing an increase in intensity and frequency in drought and floods. And both of that directly affects our food system.
And the droughts and floods driving up food prices are not accidents. Remember that time we had day 0 in Cape Town?
Yo, comrades, I still have nightmares about that mascot. Trippy.
Well, scientists say climate change made that drought 3 to 6 times more likely. A study of inflation and climate in South Africa found that every time there's a climate event, it has a significant effect on food inflation.
The link between climate and society's needs is something parties often don't focus enough on. Take the DA, for instance.
The DA, they make it very businessy, so very much about building manufacturing, feeding into the grid, cost saving, solar. There's a lot of that in terms of energy. When they talk about water, it's not linked to climate change. When they talk about food, it's not linked to climate change. And that's actually where you then get a sense of whether a party is genuine around climate change.
Most political parties can say the basics about climate change, but this insight is not translating to manifestos. Although Rise Mzansi does a better job than most.
If you're tapped into the science, things are getting scarier by the day in a very, very worrying way that no truly caring government should be ignoring. We can't wait until the taps run dry. We can't wait until there's profound food insecurity levels higher than the already unjust ones that we have to then reactively try and engage.
There are some things we can do immediately. One, if we to commit to putting solar panels on every roof in South Africa. You save the environment and you also reduce electricity costs.
What about the issue that's top of mind for South Africans?
Jobs.
South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world. As the world shifts away from burning fossil fuels towards cleaner forms of energy, there are both opportunities and risks for our economy.
One response that's going to hit us hard is the EU's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBAM. Carbon tariffs will hit developing countries like South Africa the most. The EU and other rich countries all used carbon in order to become rich, but now they're saying we're not allowed to use the same methods.
Come on, guys. Give us a break. At least tell me you're going to hand over some of those CBAM taxes to help us develop a clean carbon what.
A study by S&P Global has found that South Africa will be the country that is most affected by Europe's carbon border tax in the entire world.
We love being world champions of the world's most carbon-intensive coal.
And that's because our electricity system is the most reliant on coal in the world, and that's really going to hurt our economy and our exporters.
This means that if the EFF implements its clean coal solution, or if the ANC implements its new integrated resource plan that makes space for all kinds of dirty energy, we're going to get seriously kabammed. And not in a good way.
We will be the dirty kid that no one wants to play with.
According to a paper published by the Reserve Bank, if this happens and the tariffs are made to cover more industries, it could lead to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of job losses in South Africa over the next 25 years.
South Africa can either adapt or see more of its manufacturing sector die away.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to remember our carbon economy. It gave us jobs, even if many of them were for exploitative wages involved in health risks. And we also can't be 100% sure, but we are pretty sure that the droughts and the floods we have been experiencing are your fault. It's time to say goodbye.
Oh snap, Drake's career is in there too.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Climate change might just be the wake-up call we needed to kickstart the green economy.
The good news is that in aggregate, we're going to make many more jobs in the new clean tech, low carbon sectors than we're going to lose in the old fossil fuel sectors.
So the Northern Cape has some of the world's best wind and solar resources, which you can use to make green hydrogen. There's a massive opportunity for Southern Africa to become a battery manufacturing hub. Southern Africa basically has all of the minerals needed to make batteries. There's a massive opportunity there as a key supplier for the world.
It sounds like there's a big upside to South Africa jumping headfirst into the just energy transition. But what are our politicians doing about it?
If you look at the ANC, they really say a lot around climate change in their manifesto. But at the same time, they do not want to have a rapid phase out of fossil fuels. They do not prioritize lowering carbon emissions. In terms of the EFF, they do talk about clean coal, clean gas, and I'm like, there is no such thing as clean coal and gas. So there's lots of contradictions.
And while the DA's manifesto recognizes the urgency of dealing with climate change, it doesn't help when their people say something like this.
Very exciting news. They've hit oil several times, drill baby drill.
It looks like Helen Zille isn't the only fossil in the DA. Comrades, even though climate change is smashing us in the face and our politicians don't talk about it, normal South Africans are increasingly making noise.
The one thing that I've seen over the last, say, 2 to 3 years has been very hopeful for me is the rising voices of civil society, of ordinary people.
I'm here because I also want this climate change for the small ones and a better future for our children. There is a brighter path that we can all take, which is renewable energy. Today we had so many different perspectives and so many different movements coming together because the reality is the climate impacts are going to be
felt by those who are most vulnerable in our society.
Until the parties wake up to the problem, it's up to us to keep pressure on them. We need to start kabamming them before we all get kabammed.
And not in the good way.
That's it from us. Wham, kabam, and thank you, man. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, kabam! Stay away.